blanket reviews, and other things too. Daddy G's TUBECAST. Daddy G, he's the one to see. Daddy G's blanket reviews, and other things too. Daddy G's TUBECAST. Daddy G, he's the one to see.
Okay, alright, this is Daddy G, but you knew that because you're here on my YouTube channel and we are going to be live streaming something very special for you folks. I went through Instagram and I went through Pinterest and I went through MySpace and I saw nothing at all like this. But we here today with you and me and this place are going to be going through the best blanket review videos of, the best blankets, not the best blanket review videos. That's another sneak preview of upcoming content. Okay, all right. Best blankets of the last decade that we just went through. Which now that it's 2019, we're almost at 2020. I don't know if it's the tens or the teens or I think it's the tweens. So we're going to be calling this the best blankets of the tweens, not the best blankets for tweens. Again, sneak preview, upcoming content. Okay, all right. We're going to go through the best 3 blankets. It was hard to narrow it down, but we're going to be going through the best 3 blankets. Click here to like, click here to subscribe. You're going to want to do it now because there's going to be a rush for the button afterward. Okay, all right, let's get started. Okay, all right, so first on the list, which is actually third on the list. Okay, all right, so third on the list is number 3, which is this original Cottage blanket, okay, from the Hipster Lake Cottage Blanket Collective. Now, this is a cottage blanket, okay? It is a really easy genre to imitate, but I think this example really captures the soul of its type. Now this has got some really special features. Now first off, it's made of hand-shorn long-haired deer wool. Those are very hard to come by, okay? You really have to catch those things and they're hard. Second, it is woven on original popsicle stick looms. We may have a picture for you later. And third, you can see that, of course, it's meant for the cottage because it's got the cottage art on it and some text up here, True North, which is, you know, about the cottage. And so that's why it's a good example of the cottage art blanket, or the cottage blanket. Now, the thing is, this is not cheap, okay? This is $2,999, and there is a waiting list that is approximately 11 months long. Okay, all right, but once you get it, as I did, you're going to understand why it's just that good. This is going to keep you warm all summer night long, and I would say at least until probably 10, maybe even 10:30 at night in fall, mid-upper northern latitudes, okay? All right, so this is good. This is number 3. It's third on the list. It's a list of 3. That's why it's here. Okay, all right, we're going to move on to the next one now. So this is Daddy G. We're back now from the blanket review video. We're doing the top 10 blankets of the 10s. And now we're at number 2, which is second on the list, which makes sense, okay? But all right, now we're going to be going on to a real classic here. This one is super special, okay? All right, this is a Greek sea blanket, okay? Now this was released in 2011 by the official, let's see here, I got it written down, the official City of Athens, Athenake Kuverta Konantas Petrofia, the Athenian Blanket Making Fellowship. Now, this group of artisans, okay, is single-handedly responsible for what I think has to be the most exciting development of blankets in all of the tweens, which is the revival of the ancient Greek tradition of the sea blanket, okay? Now, ancient Greek sailors would go out on the Mediterranean at night, and they would be sailing around, and the Mediterranean is a famously cold sea. That's where penguins originally lived before they moved down to Antarctica in the 1400s. Now, the Greeks needed a good blanket to keep them warm, and this is a classic example of just that blanket, okay? It's got the famous Greek colors, white and blue. It's got the genuine seagull downline interior, and overall, I mean, I just couldn't be happier. Now, there's one thing about this, which is that it's super expensive. This was released in 2011, in the 2011s, as a super limited edition release of only 300 of these blankets. Okay, now I missed the original release because, well, it was embarrassing, and I'm not going to talk about it right now. But anyway, I had to get this blanket. I just knew I had to have it, and so I got it from a blanket scalper on eBay. And you guys should not follow my example. You should do as I say, not as I do. Blanket scalpers destroy homes, people. But I had to have this. And so it was a lot, but it's kept me warm more times than I can count. I can count up to at least 14. I did 15 one time, and that was a good day. And so that's why this is number 2 on our list, which is second in our list of the top 3 blankets of the whole tweens. Okay, all right, we're going to move on now. Okay, and this is Daddy G, and we're back again. We're going to be doing the best blanket of the 20-teens, tweens. But first, I got to say a special word to our sponsors, River Ranch Blankets. River Ranch Blankets is a proud sponsor of the Daddy G Tube channel since now. And they are wonderful. They make blankets for all your farm animal needs. Now, whether it's a horse or a cow or a pig or a chicken or a duck or lots of other farm animals, which there are many of, like an ox, they have a blanket that's suitable for every farm animal. Keeps them warm at night, keeps them warm during the day, gives them a place to shelter out from under the sun, and all of them have a 4-year guarantee, which is really, really good in this competitive day and age. But you know what? Even if you don't have a farm or a farm animal, you could even use them for your pet, your dog, your cat, your goldfish, your pet cockroach, your tarantula, even your guinea pig. Milky here loves the River Ranch blanket. And that's why they are a proud sponsor of the Daddy G Tube Show cast. Okay, all right, we're going to move on now. Stick around. It only gets more exciting from here. Okay, all right, you've sat with me through the number 3 blanket. You've sat with me through the number 2 blanket. You stood with me through the River Ranch endorsement, and those folks are amazing. Just one more shout out to River Ranch Blankets, all your farm animal blanket needs. But you've been waiting for number 1, and I've been waiting for number 1. And I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to come in here in time for the end of this decade. Okay, we are filming this on the second to last day of the decade of the tweens, and it almost didn't get here in time, but it did. And this is a very, very rare blanket. This is a reconstruction of an ancient Viking blanket. This was based on a blanket that was dug up from an ancient Viking house in an ancient Viking village in an ancient Viking town called Lansby. It was dug up by a team of archaeologists, and then they partnered with an exclusive team of Norwegian weavers to produce this one-of-a-kind, amazing replica using ancient Viking techniques. Now, they live streamed the weaving of this. It was dug up in 2011, the original, and they live streamed the weaving of this for over 8 years. I honestly didn't think I was going to get it in time for this year, but they had a Kickstarter, and that paid for all of it, and I gotta say it was worth every penny of it. Now this thing is amazing. Okay, ancient Viking techniques, including the simple hand-spun wool and the hand-dyed as well, and it's kind of a greenish brownish color, which fits in with like the ground and stuff, which is good if you're trying to camouflage yourself. But also, this thing anticipated the return of the heavy blanket trend, because this thing weighs more than 70 pounds, and once it's on top of you, you're not moving unless you get some help. So be sure to plan this out carefully. If you live alone, this is probably not the blanket for you, unless you're just going to keep it in a blanket display case. And we're going to be reviewing blanket display cases. That's a sneak preview of some upcoming content. Okay? And so all of these reasons put together, that's why this is number 1 on our list of the tweens' best blankets for tweens. And we are going to be going now to the next decade, and I mean, who knows what that's going to bring. Okay, all right. So that was our best blanket of the tweens. It was a pretty amazing decade, and I'm sure the next decade is going to be even better. Now, I am Daddy G, and I want to say thank you to you. Thank you to River Ranch Blankets for sponsoring the TUBECAST. And remember, click here to like, click here to subscribe, and I am going to be coming back with a whole lot more content, because I am not just a simple blanket review tubenality. Okay, remember, click here to like, click here to subscribe. The buttons may not be working. I got to check with my producer. Okay, all right. Daddy G, peace out.
Daddy G's blanket reviews, and other things too. Daddy G's TUBECAST. Daddy G, he's the one to see.